And it begs the question, if people are having trouble telling the difference between tap water and the bottled stuff, what's really in the water they buy? Do the bottled brands have extra minerals that make them better for us? And where does fluoride sit in all of this? To find out, Dr Fred Leusch from Griffith University, Queensland is going to help me lift the lid on bottled water by testing 5 popular water brands and comparing them to tap water. So, water, bottled water, like, what is the difference between this stuff? I mean, what does this actually mean, all this stuff?
Well, it gets actually confusing because you've got spring water, you've got purified water, you've got artesian water, you've got whatever else water. All our water is eventually from the same place, right? It's a closed cycle. And so the water that fills our rivers is actually sometimes fed from the ground, sometimes fed from rainwater. It's all the same water in the end.
Australian tap water is subject to stringent testing and regulations to ensure it's safe to drink. Bottled water, on the other hand, is classified as a food product and not subject to the same kinds of controls. This doesn't necessarily mean it's less safe, just that the quality and mineral content could vary depending on the brand. What about this one here, Nature's Best?
Yeah.
Pure, safe Australian water. Now, what does that mean?
And so this is where we get into the wording, I don't want to use the word gimmick, but I am going to use it, where you have this spring water, the purified water, the artesian water, and because they're regulated as food, the words can have a very specific meaning. Spring water really must mean that it's sourced from groundwater. Pure water is more generic than that, and it can actually be tap water that has been filtered and bottled into this.
Our tap water also has tiny levels of fluoride added to protect our teeth, and that may be a reason some people prefer bottled water. But the reality is, bottled water may not be fluoride-free.
It is a natural element. It is found in some of our groundwaters as well. I mean, it's a chemical found in rocks. And so if that groundwater has been in contact with fluoride-containing rocks, it will have naturally high concentration of fluoride.
So you could end up with more fluoride in bottled water than in your actual tap water?
Theoretically.
So what tap water are we going to compare against these?
So I grabbed just some water from the lab, some good old Gold Coast tap water, vintage 2018.
One of the great tap waters out there. Well, let's see how it goes against all of this bottled water. We'll be testing these bottled brands for their mineral content, how acidic they are, and whether they contain fluoride. All right, so I think we're ready.
We're ready to load it into the ICP.
Let's load away. It's not long before the results are in.
Let's put calcium and magnesium on the board.
Calcium?
Calcium.
The tests show that tap water has a relatively high concentration of minerals like calcium and magnesium, more than most of the bottled brands.
Right.
So tap water's quite high.
And so tap water should really be marketed as mineral water.
When it comes to pH, or acidity levels, the results are again surprising. 7 indicates neutral, and the lower the number, the more acidity there is. And under 4, it can start to damage tooth enamel. Fiji and Nature's Best are fairly neutral, just like tap water. Pump and Mount Franklin are more acidic and wouldn't pass stringent tap water tests. But Mount Franklin's sparkling water emerges as the most acidic of them all. That definitely wouldn't be allowed to be tap water, and it's also, it could affect your teeth?
It's in the range. Below 4 is something that does damage your enamels. I mean, we're in the range of Coke and coffee, right? We know these are not great for our teeth.
If you drink sparkling water, just rinse your mouth with tap water afterwards. That's great. Our Gold Coast tap water has 0.9 milligrams of fluoride per litre, which is roughly what we'd expect. But interestingly, all the bottle brands have some level of fluoride. And Nature's Best actually has more fluoride than our tap water sample. And it's interesting that the tap and the Nature's Best are very similar. I mean, what did it say on this? This was like pure, safe Australian water. I mean, do we think this is just tap water?
I think it is. I mean, otherwise it would say spring water, right? They would sell it as spring water because it sells probably better. The safe, pure Australian water is probably tap.
Isn't that amazing that some people are probably paying $2 or $3 for just bottled tap water?
I find the name ironic, Nature's Best, pure, safe Australian. It's an acknowledgement that tap water is safe. So in the end, I reckon, you know, when you're buying this, most of the cost is the plastic container.
Yeah.
What's inside is just worth 0.1 of a cent.
So basically, you're paying for the waste part.
Yes, you can say that.
The bit that ends up in the sea and killing animals. Great. Well, bottled water certainly doesn't seem to be safer or healthier than tap water. As a matter of fact, it's probably slightly worse for your teeth. But that's the strange thing, isn't it? We spend so much more on getting this product rather than using tap water, and the effect is just a negative one on the environment and lots of litter everywhere. So bring your own bottle and fill it with some tap water.